which is, there's nothing wrong with having all people of color if it just so happens to be that way, but they made it that way. They said there's no white people allowed. That is crazy to me. That a Division I school in California is able to get away with something as idiotic and racist as this. California has really done it in this time. Now, not only is it the state of California that's acting stupid, and when you think that they've done all the stupid shit that they could do, you think nothing else can fucking surprise you. But I got news for you guys, because today, they're back on that bullshit. And guess where it happens? This time, did it happen in a workplace? No, it didn't happen in a workplace. Did it happen in a police department? No, it didn't happen in a police department. Did it happen, I don't know, at a construction site? No, it didn't happen at a construction site. Did it happen in entertainment? Well, it always happens in entertainment, right? No. We're back on a college campus. And this comes right after I was just talking a couple weeks ago about another college campus incident, right? Except that was in Texas. Now we're dealing with fucking California. And this kind of ties into the two of some of my most recent videos. Because this also goes back to the video of me. You know what? We'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, University of California, Berkeley has decided to segregate their students. Which, you know, we kind of already knew that was a thing anyways. Into their own housing community, I guess. I don't know. I think it's off campus or on campus, whatever. Either way, it's college students of this college at UC Berkeley. Now, I'm going to get into the housing rules, because apparently now they've gotten into some racism territory by claiming that they're quote-unquote anti-racist, which is a stupid term in itself. Before we even get into the actual rules, because I haven't even read the actual rules yet, the only thing that really caught my eye was this preface right here. And obviously the headline of this fucking article. And it was two of these articles that I read, because I wanted to make sure I had it right. And oh boy, it's terrifying. The facts about this situation are terrifying. Now, POC house guest rules. And I hate that term, by the way. POC, I hate that term POC, but whatever. It's a whatever term. House members and rules should always be respected by all guests. Yeah, obviously. Make sure your guests understand our house rules and uphold the theme of the house. Well, what exactly is the theme of the house? Well, we're going to get to that here in a second. As you're responsible for their behavior. Yes, obviously, when your guest comes in your home, you're responsible for what they do and how they act. I understand that. Many POC members moved here to be able to avoid white violence and presence. I'm going to say that again, just in case you guys didn't hear me. Just in case you guys think that this is some kind of typo and I'm making some shit up. I completely understand where you're coming from, but let me tell you something. You can't make this shit up. Many POC members moved here to be able to avoid white violence and presence. So not only white violence, which is questionable, by the way, but their presence. Oh my God. People are killing me, man. You're killing me. So respect their decision of avoidance if you bring white guests. Now, this is the most racist shit I have read. Like, dude, it continues to get worse. It literally continues to get fucking worse. Like, oh my God. You would think that this is some kind of movie or a show that has poor writing, because a lot of that shit happens nowadays, and especially when it comes to the streaming bullshit, it just greenlight every fucking show, every fucking thought, and they put anti-racism on it and think it's just gonna do whatever. Fam, This is ridiculous. This is going so far, man. Like, you guys do not realize that you're repeating history. You are literally repeating history. So now we're seeing white people being attacked just for their skin color. And we're calling that anti-racism. No. That is not anti-racism. That is racism. Judging someone based off of their color, based off of their race, and saying, "Oh no, this ain't for you. Oh no, you can't go here." Fam, what? Oh no. Like, fam, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? We're talking about college. We're talking about people from different backgrounds. And this is the one thing. I'm a veteran, right? One of the things I did take away from the military in my time there was that I got to meet people from completely different backgrounds as me. And so many of them. It's not like I met like 5 or 6 people that had... No, man. Like, I was legit talking every day, working with every day, communicating, going out, drinking beers, and all that other stuff. I got to meet so many people from so many different backgrounds. It was ridiculous. It was awesome. I was like, wow, like, all this exists. This exists. Coming from where I came from, back at the, old small town, whatever. Like, fam, meeting people from different backgrounds is the best way to go. But see, these motherfuckers don't understand that, because what they want to do is barricade themselves away from not just people that disagree with them, but now they're adding race to it. So now people, because we see it all the time, I get blocked on Twitter all the fucking time. Oh, they disagree with me, I'm gonna block them. Oh, they're not black, or they're not white space, so I'm gonna block them. But at the end of the day, you can't just barricade yourself. You can't just block yourself off from all of fucking humanity that doesn't look like you, or from all of society that doesn't look like you, or share your same views. Go down here, and it says, guests are allowed in common spaces, but please be mindful if there are house members in the room beforehand. White guests are not allowed in common spaces. Look, I would totally understand if this was an Indian reservation. I would. But this isn't some kind of reservation. These are people that go to the same colleges as these white people that they're saying aren't even allowed in the common spaces. Fam, what? Now, here's another kicker right here, because we've seen the entertainment industry do it recently as well with the Star Wars shit. Now with Rings of Power, as we've seen. I've stayed away from that because I know what kind of... I'm not a big, massive fucking Lord of the Rings fan, but I loved the original trilogy. Hobbit was I wasn't a really big Hobbit fan, but the 3 Lord of the Rings movies, fucking amazing. But 3 of my favorite movies of all time. That trilogy holds a special place in my heart. With this new show coming out, we've seen them attack fans, because fans that actually love the story and love the everything about it, we've seen them change everything about the Lord of the Rings lore. So now fans are outraged, rightfully so. I've done it with wrestling for years. I've done it with other things for years, such as Marvel, the MCU, most recently. I literally had to walk away from the MCU because it pissed me off so bad, because I was like, there's too much virtue signaling here. There's too much, we're anti this and anti that, when you're actually doing the exact same thing that you're against, or that you say that you're against. I do not understand that fucking logic. As a matter of fact, I would just say lack thereof. So this next part really, really, really kicks this shit into high gear, because Now they're saying avoid bringing parents slash family members that express bigotry. Queer, black, and indigenous members should not have to avoid common spaces because of homophobic or racist parents slash family members. Now, with that being said, man, look at this shit, man. It's fucking ridiculous. At least one interracial student, use the word interracial. At least one interracial student claimed to have experienced prejudice at the house for having skin that is too light. Here we go, man. Here we fucking go. I've always wondered how, mixed race people fit into this. I'm mixed and can read as either or neither, depending on the season. And so I always just avoid any sorts of racial, ethnic spaces because I don't want to have to try and justify what I am. To be honest, I've met people just like that. I obviously am not in that position, but I've known people to be in that position. Absolutely, 100%. And yeah, I understand their fucking. I can relate to an extent, but obviously not to that certain extent. But yes, exactly. There's another reply down here that says, "Hey, that's me. I was wondering why I was getting notifications on an old comment all of a sudden, but there's no way I can overstate the trauma I experienced while only being in that house a few weeks." So this person only lasted a few weeks, even though their name is Super Gay Dad 1000. They only lasted there a few weeks. And it says, we're supposed to be empowering each other as POCs, but as a lighter skinned person, it just made me, and catch this, the scapegoat of the house. And the way my dad was treated makes me cry as I'm typing it. So I'm guessing his dad was the white one. I'm guessing. I'm guessing because that's what he's implying here. At least I assume that's what he's implying here. I have so much empathy for discrimination and violence that I do not experience as much for being white passing. But at the same time, it also means I get treated like shit by white people and black/brown people. Here's to seeing it hasn't changed a year later. Yeah, man. Look, this is bad. Like, you can't sugarcoat something like this. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this particular issue, because this is a fucking problem. And if we see more colleges do shit like this, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm glad that I dropped out of college, man. I'm glad that I didn't go back to college, because I started seeing some of the weird shit that was happening in college. And I'm looking around like, is anybody else going to fucking... Nope, nobody say anything? All right, well, yeah. I know that I've definitely overstayed my welcome at the college that I was going to. And so, with that being said, hey, I'm not saying I'll never finish college. I might go back and do online. But if I do go back, it'll definitely be online. It won't be in person. But I do have to say this, man. We're starting to see more and more of this attacking white people or attacking anybody, because I've started to see black people and just like the dude that said he was mixed, and he said that I'm a lighter skinned POC, whatever the fuck, right? He said I'm light skinned and I got treated terribly. I became the scapegoat of the fucking house. I only lived there for only a few fucking weeks. Like, fam. If they did that to a light-skinned dude, imagine, no wonder they got away with the fucking don't bring white people to the fucking premises, pretty much. How do you get away with something like that? How? In 2022, when we talk about equality, we talk about representation, blah, blah, blah. This is what we're doing? At a Division I school in California? UC Berkeley is no small fucking school. UC Berkeley is a pretty big school. I don't know if they just let this shit slip through the cracks, or maybe if the dean or whoever's in charge of housing there was like, well, if we say something, we're going to be deemed racist. But fam, you have to know when to draw the fucking line. I don't know who greenlit this, but this is ridiculous. Whoever greenlit this housing rule is a fucking idiot. A fucking idiot. You're slapping anti-racist onto something that you're making racist. So right now, as I speak, this housing fucking community is sitting there with all people of color, which is, there's nothing wrong with having all people of color if it just so happens to be that way. But they made it that way. They said there's no white people allowed. That is crazy to me. That a Division I school in California is able to get away with something as idiotic and racist as this. Now I want to talk about the school. What does the college have to say about this? Because that's what I was really most concerned about. Because I'm like, the students are going to do what students do. Yeah, you're dealing with people from 17, between the ages of 17 and maybe 23, possibly 24 in terms of the housing stuff. You can only have somebody so old, at a certain age to be housed with 17, 18-year-olds, right? So I'd say between like 17, 22, 23, right? I assume. Someone has to say something because these guys clearly cannot think for themselves. They need someone there to say something. So here we go. Stephen Ross, Cooperative Experience Manager for the Berkeley Student Cooperative, told the College Fix that neither the BSC nor the POC House has an official policy. Excluding white guests from common spaces. But, Ross explained that people of color have been negatively impacted by past events like, racist and discriminatory remarks made by former President Trump. Are you serious? So that's their defense of this, is the former president who never said, oh my God, don't even get me started on this shit, man. And police killings in addition to facing daily experience of covert and overt racism.
That's all, folks.
Co-ops in the BSC are run by private landlords, not the university. Assistant Director of Media Relations for Berkeley, Adam Ratliff, told the College Fix. Therefore, he said it is, quote unquote, not the role of the campus to comment on what they do. Bruh. So the person that wrote this article here on Not to Be, shout out Not to Be for this article, says, no, but we live in a country that has actually banned racial discrimination in its laws. So maybe if Ratliff should care about illegal activity that spreads racial hate, and he says no. Anyone? Yeah. So that's that stupid shit that I was talking about a couple weeks ago, and that's when I said that this was going to come full circle, man. I told y'all that it was going to come full circle because I said just a couple weeks ago when I exposed that racist, that salty and bitter racist on Twitter. They're sharing that same fucking ideology. They're sharing that same stupid fucking narrative and ideology of, oh, we're black. We're gonna keep white people out of our shit. Like, fam, you realize if we all come together, no matter the race, no matter the religion, like it's crazy how 10 years ago we were able to have communities come together as one. Yeah, crimes happen. Yeah, stupid shit happens. It's going to happen. We live in a country where it's 365 plus million people. Yes, there are going to be crimes. Yes, there are going to be bad people out there. But you cannot assume that most people are bad. You cannot treat most people as if they're criminals because of their skin color or because they disagree with you, because of their politics, because of their religion, because of the kind of clothes they wear, or because of the region that they were born in or grew up in. Like, fam, you dumb fucks will never realize this. That's the funny thing about this whole thing. They'll sit here and they'll twiddle their fingers and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I experienced racism. Yeah, I was outside, I stood in a line and a white woman butted right in front of me, and that was so racist." All right, well, what else happened? Well, I've seen all this police violence on TV and on Twitter and on YouTube, and I think that the Capitol, what happened on January 6th was way worse than people burning down buildings and riots. These are the same people that we're giving these housing communities to and say, hey, here's the keys. You're in charge. You run this entire housing community the way you deem fit. And what do they fucking do? They do this. They do shit like this. And then when they are racist, they want to say, oh, well, we're racist because, we're anti-racist because President Trump was racist. And so we feel personally affected by it. And so now we're going to make these rules to kick white people out of our housing communities. So hopefully something's going to be done about this. Because if not, we're going to start seeing this shit at every fucking college. Mark my fucking words. Colleges are going to adopt this. If UC fucking Berkeley of all places is fucking doing this, imagine what Yale is going to do. Ohio State's going to do. University, look, all these fucking places, man. Anyways, just the more I talk about this, the more it's just giving me a fucking headache. Like, I really hope that the dean or somebody gets involved and says, this is literally discrimination. Like, this is, and more than just discrimination, this is just straight up fucking racism. So hopefully somebody shut that shit down. If not, it's just going to keep happening to every fucking college. But anyways, make sure you guys hit that like and that subscribe. It's your boy Corn. I am OUT.